Good morning. So, here, I have to change oil on both my vehicles. This ended up being the same time frame. So, we're gonna do it on the old Suburban and the LMN. So, I've got the FUMOTO oil drain on both of them, and I wanted to show. It's dark. I wanted to show to see if how much oil's in each of those residual after taking off the FUMOTO drain completely, as if I were just going to replace it with a normal plug or whatever. So, anyways, we'll see what happens, and hopefully there's not a lot of residual oil in there. Jack up my truck just to send the oil back a little bit more, and that's kind of a standard thing I do. So it seems to help out. I don't know, and I've done it both ways, and it just seems like I get a little bit more of that oil coming out. I'm sure that oil pans are sloped to get the most out, but there always is some residual. Like always, there's no way of getting 100% of it out. I mean, it's lined on the walls of the engine. It's dripping off the rods and whatever else. So it's to get all 100% of it is probably pretty difficult unless you flush it with oil. So I'm not too worried about it usually. But today we're just gonna do a little experiment and see how much extra comes out. So as you can see, I've got a little plug here, little lock, I should say, and then up and over. Pretty easy. Get too much in there, I can let some out. It's pretty awesome. I'll tell you what though, it's like 28 degrees, and that oil is cold. It is having a hard time coming out. Man, I ran for a couple minutes just to try to get a little warmer. But that obviously didn't help too much. Yeah, it's pretty thick. It's pretty cold. I finally got that oil filter. There we go. Get to breathe a little bit better. A little better. Got that oil filter all the way off, so I'm letting that drain a little bit more. And then always lube up your gasket on these filters, or really anything. So I'm gonna pre-lube this and get it all staged and ready, and then we'll open up, see what residual we get out, and put it all back together. Now some guys I think like to put a bunch of oil in there, pre-fill it. Sometimes it's hard, like this one I could do it, so probably fill it up halfway or something, whatever. But some of these are like all sorts of different crazy angles. My truck's at like a hard 60-degree angle. You fill it up, you freaking dump it all out. So I don't know how You guys do it, they probably just don't, you know. I don't know how you can do it. But it's gonna cycle through. You could filter the oil when you fill it up too, but I don't know if many shops they probably don't do that. So whatever. They don't explode, so that's a good sign. Okay. Kind of loosen this. And obviously this isn't super scientific, but the best a normal average Joe can do. We've got our measuring cup down there. Loosen that up a little bit. Take this completely off. Measure that. And we'll see how she does here. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, and we're gonna go ahead and that's pretty much dripping how much it would drip when I would say, okay, you're done. Let's put you back together, kind of thing. So yeah, I'm not seeing an excess amount here, which is a great sign. I mean, it's what we're all hoping for. There we go. Okay, that's good enough. Get a wrench. Tighten her up. Hands are so cold. Hard to get anything done. Lock. The lock's pretty cool. I mean, that's a cool feature that'd probably be important to make sure you have on there, so you don't, lose all your oil. It's pretty hard to have it. I mean, it's got to turn sideways and around and all sorts of stuff. So I imagine it'd be kind of difficult, but okay. So I mean, it's not even readable, the amount. And I mean, we've got maybe over a tablespoon. Again, so to me, I mean, for me, just a normal average Joe, that I couldn't give two craps about that. I mean, a little 2 tablespoons is not enough for me to start crying about how much residual oil is in the, the FUMOTO keeps in or whatever. Because you know what, that probably could happen. That could happen with probably just doing it normally, So anyways, great sign. That's awesome. I did speak to FUMOTO on the phone and said, hey, have you had any problems with this? Have you had any people complain about it or whatever? And have you guys done any tests on this? And sounded like they didn't really. They probably had done some tests. The lady on the phone didn't really know, but she knew enough to say, look, it's has never been an issue. The thread on the FUMOTO units are half inch long. So whatever, you know, you look at the oil plug, and I'm assuming it's probably half inch as well. So of course, I mean, it really just depends on the thickness of the pan. That's really the biggest deal, but obviously it doesn't hold in a ton of oil, so not enough for me to care. So we'll test it on the Duramax and see what it comes out on this bad boy. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here, and just for sake of time, we'll have all day, but let's see what it holds. Yeah, that's more substantial. But I also didn't empty it all the way. I didn't let it drain as much, and it also holds. I put 11 quarts in every time I fill this thing up. It's a 6.6, and so like that could be a big reason why. So that could be a big reason why, you know. Could be that just, you know, I got more oil, and so maybe it holds more in, or maybe the, I don't know, maybe the pan just shaped a little different, or sure it is, but so we got, well, I'll clean it up and show you. Okay, so same thing. I got about a third of a cup probably. You guys can see that very well, hopefully. It's about maybe half a cup, maybe about half a cup. So half a cup, 10, 11 quarts. I'm still calling that a win. It's obviously more oil than you'd want, but it's not too bad. In the grand scheme of things, I don't see it being a huge issue or whatnot. So let me fix my screen. That's better. Okay, so yeah, I don't see that being a big deal at all. You know, it is a little bit more than I would have hoped, but not too bad, not too bad. So I'm gonna fill these back up and get them back running again. So that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. If you got any questions or comments or whatever, leave them below. We'll see you in the next one, guys.